Coast Guard, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you my Coast Guard history. You know, everybody was back there then was been drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, there was a general down there then at Port Security. And he said, Davis, you don't want to join no army. Says, you done had all that training. I was in the National Guard, and he was the head of that at that time, a colonel. So he said, I'm going to take you down here to a Coast Guard admiral. And he did. And they gave me a chief rate right off the bat. To England, I got to see a lot of it. And Scotland too. I was a guy that could always get around. And I always went by myself. I didn't have to have no shipmate to go with me. We was getting ready for the invasion, and we was making a lot of landings in England, you know, trial stuff. We made our first landing in Normandy. That was where we landed. And the morning that we landed there was 6 o'clock in the morning. We had traveled that night and landed there at 6 o'clock in the morning on Omaha Beach. And we never did really get the troops off there. The guns that on the shore were too much for a little ship like that. God, it just blowed holes in them, set it afire. And of course, I was in the engine room the whole time. I was always by myself down there. I didn't know much what was going on up above, but I knew it must have been a rough time because they was wanting me I had to do the transferring of the ship forward and stern. So the old man, I called the old man, the skipper of the ship, he called down to advance ship. And so I took my time about getting out of there. I wasn't no big hurry about jumping in the water, no way. I said, oh, I better get my life jacket. I ain't gonna make that without it. When I went topside, everybody was gone. I just went up and looked, and I seen nobody. I don't know where they went. Never seen them since. I stayed in the water, I guess, I don't know how many hours. I didn't know where to swim out or swim to shore. It was too hot. They were still shooting small ammunition right over the beach, you know, where the troops, I helped some of them that they couldn't help themselves to kind of get to shore. But you know, every man's for himself when a thing like that happens. You better believe that. I finally did decide, well, I can't stay out here. And all I had on it was a prayer coverall. That's all I had on for several days till I got back to England. They swam to shore, got behind the little wall there, something about like that, about 3 inches. 3 feet high, and I just laid there the rest of the day till 11, well, it must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have no time on me, no way. I saw a light way down the beach, a little light. I thought, well, that must be somebody picking up some people. So I went down there, and it was. I needed a lot of hospital attention too. I wasn't in very good shape at that time. It was so many people. I don't know how many of the enemy that was killed, but I know it was a lot of Americans. It was in the thousands.